Hey, girl. Hey.
Welcome back to Girl Meets Podcast.
Hey guys.
Hi, everyone.
Do you notice anything different?
Well, we have microphones now. We're hoping that they sound okay.
Yeah, if they don't,
We're
we're
really
getting
hoping
rid
they
of
sound
them.
okay. No, seriously, and like, I still have to pay Emma back for this.
No, literally.
It's been a stressful time, guys, let me tell you.
Me too. Money is no joke. Like, we're poor.
No, I am financially stressed. I have a campus job and I'm not able to get paid until February 2nd. It's currently January 27th.
Holding on.
Now
by
I
a
have the
thread.
hiccups. This is ridiculous.
Are you serious?
I mean, I just hiccuped. I don't know if it's like forever and ever, but Emma was just dying from a hiccup attack before we started this episode, and now I am. So let's just hope that everything goes okay.
Hiccup attack. That's funny. Yeah, that's how it be. I can take over for a little bit. I wanted to talk about something. The Super Bowl. Now,
I don't care about the fucking Super Bowl.
I know that the Super Bowl isn't for like another 2 weeks, but this weekend, what is it? The Detroit Lions playing the 49ers? Is that who it is? I think.
This is so funny. Oh my god, did you like research this?
No.
Did you look this up before we got on the call?
No, let me explain. Okay. So, if the Detroit Lions, which I live in Michigan right now, so I have to root for Detroit, right?
Oh,
so
yeah, that's so true.
The Detroit Lions have never won a Super Bowl. I don't even think they've ever made it this far. So, like, in Michigan, it's a huge thing going on. Like, the games every Sunday night are huge. Okay? So, if the Lions win their game this weekend, they're going to the Super Bowl. If the Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, aka Taylor Swift's team, if they win this weekend, they're going to the Super Bowl. So it'll be the Chiefs, Taylor Swift, against Detroit, my state.
Taylor Swift
against
against
each
Detroit.
In the Super Bowl. Who am I supposed to root for?
I would say Detroit because Taylor Swift's not on the team. Taylor Swift's not on the team. She's dating one of the members of the team, but like they're still the Chiefs with or without her. You know what I mean? So I would say like
that's true.
Just in case, like who knows? You know, maybe Travis Kelce's gonna like do something horrible to her in the future, and then you're gonna be like, oh well, I rooted for him for the Super Bowl in 2024, and you know what I mean? Like you should probably just
True. I think I'm gonna root for the Detroit Lions because they've never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and like you live in Michigan.
And like the Chiefs have won 2 times in the past like 5 years. So I'm rooting for the Detroit Lions. Their game's on Sunday. The Detroit Lions beat the Chiefs in the beginning of football, but only by 1 point. 1 point. So it's gonna be a close game.
Emma did her
Detroit
research
Lions versus the Chiefs. No, I didn't do any research. This is just from talking to people.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, because it's such a big thing right now in Michigan.
Ravens, Chiefs, 49ers, and Lions. I was so upset though because I was literally like, I was rooting for the Bills when the Chiefs played the Bills because my family and I do our playoff like competition every single year before the Super Bowl. So whoever gets in the playoffs, then me and my immediate family and then my extended family who lives in Texas, which I know that Brooke sometimes listens to this, so shout out to my cousin Brooke. But we all picked names of the teams, and I got the Bills. So I was like, you know, if the Bills either got into the Super Bowl or won the Super Bowl, then I would have won money.
Yeah.
But then the Chiefs beat the Bills, so I was
That
sad.
would have been nice. Yeah.
It would have been nice because it would have covered my trip to go and see Emma.
Which is other exciting news, which this episode will be out way
Literally
later
way
when
after
Audrey
that.
comes. But right now in present day, it's January 27th. And Audrey's coming this week to visit me. I'm so excited.
Woo! Yeah,
It'll
I'm
be so
super
good.
excited too. Yeah.
I'm starting to plan the trip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Well,
have
that'll
plans.
be.
I'm gonna have an itinerary.
She will, and I'm just gonna show up, and I'm just gonna go along with whatever the heck Emma has planned for us, and I'm excited.
I think I should actually not make an itinerary, which this kind of goes along with our topic today. We're going to be talking about creating healthy habits and routines and having goals and stuff. But I like thrive off of a plan, but like only when the plan actually goes through. And when the plan doesn't go through, I have like crazy anxiety about it. So like,
oh my god,
for
I'm the same way.
Yeah. For example, my friends came up over winter break to visit me, and I had a whole itinerary, and I even had like the times that we were going to be doing stuff. So it was like eating lunch at 12, then we're going to the beach at 1, then we're going to this place at 2:30, 2:15, whatever it is. And then we were like off of the plan for like 5 minutes, and like my whole mood like just shifted. And it sounds so stupid, but it really did. And then we ended up like being an hour ahead of schedule at the end of the day.
Wow. Okay.
It was like all of that anxiety was so unnecessary because, one, we were an hour ahead of schedule at the end of the day, and two, we got everything done that we needed to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like all of my anxiety was for nothing. It's just because my time was not planned or in line with the activity that we were doing. It was almost just like whatever's on the paper isn't matching what's happening in person.
Right.
And it makes me frustrated.
Yeah. And I think that, like, don't get me wrong, I'm literally, like, I'm a planner too, and I get that way too. I have tried to kind of switch off whether or not, like, I'm being spontaneous or not, because I feel like a good balance is, like, obviously the most healthy. A good balance with anything is the most healthy. But, like, I mean, you can't be completely spontaneous because then, like, what the heck? Like, that's just chaos.
Yeah.
But like, and I've, oh my gosh, I'm stuttering a little bit over here. Oh my gosh.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry. I was once like a mega planner, and like to the point where it like did get unhealthy, and like I would get anxious. I'd get so upset if someone canceled plans with me. Like, it wasn't even like I was mad at them, because usually they'd have some sort of valid excuse. But I would just be like, aw, bummer, like my plans, the things that like I planned out are not working out, and now I'm like, I feel anxious and like tense because of it. It's so weird. It's so weird.
Exactly that. Like last weekend, Audrey and I were supposed to record, and then something popped up and Audrey couldn't anymore. And I literally was like,
whoops.
I was like, oh, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And I like had to take a sec. I was like, I need to be in the right headspace to respond, because I'm not upset at her and I'm not upset at the situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that was part of my day that I was supposed to do this thing, and now it's not. And I'm like,
yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Which is definitely unhealthy. Like, it should not be like that, because part of life is things popping up and being a flexible person and having to rearrange. And being a flexible person is like, it's such a good character trait to have. And I would say I'm a flexible person, but like I love my plans. And if I have plans in place, I feel like it has to follow. And if it doesn't, I get pretty upset.
Right, yeah. So to go along with like being a freaking planner and like that not always working out, I feel like that kind of transitions a little bit into our topic today, which is
totally
creating healthy habits, creating healthy routines, being goal oriented.
Yes.
This was actually a topic that was requested by one of our followers, correct?
Well, right? No, it wasn't. I had just put a poll on Instagram about like what they would want to hear, and I put different choices. And one of the choices was this. And it was the most popular.
That's what happened. Oh, okay. Yeah. So in a way, this was I don't know, something that was requested by multiple people that follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, by the way.
At Girl Meets Podcast _
So the first thing that I thought of when I thought of this topic was to-do lists. Talking about being a planner. To-do lists have literally saved my life.
Yeah.
Put like writing stuff down. I mean, not even every day, but if I have so much going on, like so much to do, I feel just like it's a need to like write everything down on some sort of to-do list, and just so I make sure I don't forget to do anything, because I feel like if I have so much going on, like I need to make sure I don't forget one thing, and like sometimes my brain can't hold all of that information and like remember everything. So like I guess making it a habit to write things down if you have a lot of things going on, or even just to like I don't know, Google Calendar too. I have my entire freaking life is in there. Any appointment I have, all my classes, literally like Emma and I have a shared Google Calendar for when we are recording, like when we're calling each other about every episode and all of that stuff. So like staying organized in that way and like making it a habit to check your Google Calendar or whatever calendar it is that you use like every day. Like I do it every freaking day because it's become a habit, and then I never forget anything, which is good.
Yeah. Yes, it is good.
Yeah.
I have I'm not like super anal in that way about my to-do lists, or like Audrey has like her whole day planned out and she needs like a visual of that, whereas like I'm pretty good at remembering the things that I have to do throughout my day. I'm not good at remembering like school stuff though, or like if I have a reminder to like get something to someone, like if I have an event or a appointment or class or something, I usually am fine with that. But with school and other things like that, I definitely need my to-do lists. So like on my computer, I have a MacBook. I'm sure like other kinds of computers have softwares or like apps like this, but you can put sticky notes on the home screen of your computer, and I have one for to do like school. So everything on that sticky note is for school. Then I have one underneath that's upcoming tests or papers or quizzes or anything. So like I have it on my home screen of things that are coming up very soon, but they're not something that I need to do right away. And then I have a personal sticky note that's everything like personal that I need to do, like call the doctor, do something for work, do something for the podcast. And then I actually just added this. I'm so excited about it. I got an app that allows me to have a mini calendar, just of like the days and the dates. So it's just like Monday through Sunday, and then what date that falls on, and the month. So when I'm doing stuff for the podcast, like we have so many things that are so far ahead, like a month ahead, that I don't know what day it's going to be. And I do everything on my computer. So to like take my phone out and have to look at it is so, it's just like the time that I just feel like I don't have. So like to have something on my computer right there is so nice.
Yeah.
That's just on my home screen. Even with school, like I'm like looking at my upcoming tests and I see, okay, I have a test on February 9th, but what day is that? Like, is that a Wednesday? Is it a Tuesday? So it's nice to have that as well for my to-do lists and keeping everything organized.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. I mean, I don't know, like, I guess moving on. To-do list, calendar, kind of boring.
Yeah.
Kind of a boring thing. But it's so helpful.
Though.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
is. And especially for people who need like, their whole day planned out. If you have commitments, it's important to remember those and like put those in place.
Yeah.
Because it like that's just an important aspect of life that you should have if you're never going to remember any commitment that you have and you don't put it in your calendar. Like that's going to affect how
I just
your relationships are. That's okay. It's just going to affect how your relationships are in life or your work commitments, those kinds of things. It's important.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because you don't want to forget. Like, I don't know, if I make plans to hang out with someone, I literally put it in my calendar just in case. Just in case I forget. Because I get nervous that I will, because sometimes I literally do. And then, like, it literally has nothing to do with me not prioritizing the person I make plans with. It's literally like I just genuinely forget. Just me. I forget things really easily. At times it kind of depends on what it is, but like I will forget things. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's just bad, but it has helped me for sure to like write things down.
For sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. Another thing is like, I guess just allowing yourself to take breaks when you are doing things like on your to-do list, if you're trying to check those things off, like if you are someone who really needs to write down every step of every day, like you could literally be like, homework for 1 hour, take a break for 30 minutes, clean up the room, homework another hour, or whatever it is, go to work.
For sure.
Take another break or something like that. Yeah. Like I know that I've had to do that before just because I was not allowing myself to have breaks. Like I would just work and work and work and work and work. And then I wouldn't allow myself to have breaks. So I started having to like write down, you know, do this, take a break, do this, take a break. To like remind myself that it's okay to take a break and that like past me did write that down because that is something I need to work on. I feel like I'm better at it now because it's become more of a habit, but like sometimes literally like in order to make something a habit, you might need to start by like writing stuff down and like keeping track of like what you're doing.
For sure.
But yeah.
I feel like listening to your body too. Like when you can feel yourself getting a burnt out feeling after doing homework for so long, like just listen to that feeling and have a 10-minute break or a 15-minute break. Or a lot of the times what I've been doing is trying to do my homework around like a meal time. So like instead of me taking a break and going on my phone, because usually if I do that, the break turns into a longer break. I'll like start my homework at 4:30 and then 5 o'clock hits. I did probably one assignment or something. And then I take 30 minutes to make my meal. And then I go back to doing my homework while it's cooking or something, or after I'm done eating, and then I go back to doing homework. And then usually I like to have a little sweet treat after. So then I also do my homework and then I go back make my sweet treat, eat it, and then go back. So that's been something that's been helpful to me, like listening to my body in that sense, but also being very aware of when I'm doing my homework, and conscious of when I'm doing it and what's going on in my life around it. Because if I do homework and then stop to go on my phone, usually turns into like an hour break. And it's not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
what you do during those breaks is important.
Yeah, exactly. And I found that just not doing something on my phone is helpful. So even if like it's reading a book in that 5 minutes, or maybe you're working on a coloring page, then just coloring and then going back to homework, and then doing more of the coloring page, and then going back to homework.
Yeah, for sure. Totally agree. Emma, what do you have?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay, I want to talk about morning and night routines, because or just like any kind of routine. I feel like I have several different routines. Like I have my morning routine, I have my night routine, and then I also want to incorporate reset days into this, or just like having designated days for certain things, which is something I've been trying to get more into this year, like 2024, because I did a lot of this like my senior year of high school. I go back to my senior year of high school a lot. That was the best year of my life, personally. I was just like on top of the world, like physically, mentally, spiritually, socially, everything.
Literally same.
And no, yeah, literally. So a morning routine is a little difficult to have in college, I've found, because every day looks very different, because your classes are different mostly every other day. So I try to get up around the same time every day. It's a little hard for me because like I have to wake up so early on the weekdays, and then like I want to try and wake up a little bit later on the weekends, but usually I can't. Like my body just doesn't work like that. I get used to waking up early. So I try to wake up early, and then I've been trying to do certain things in my morning that are just for me before I have to go about my day and like focus on other things besides myself. So something I've been doing, which I've been loving, is drinking lemon water and honey. Like, it's so cliche, but it's
clean girl.
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, I'm doing it for my health because I don't want to be sick anymore this year, and lemon and honey helps with all of that and like your immune system and stuff. And also, I just wake up with a dry throat, like from allergies. So it's nice to have something warm in my system. And then also it's just very fun to like wake up. The first thing I do is like go to the bathroom, clean my face. I'm not looking at my phone. I don't do it. I set my alarm off, and then I leave my phone on my nightstand. I don't look at it. I can't, because like your first mood of the day should be determined by you, not something that you see on your phone. And I think
so
that's
true.
Important. Yeah, like you really want your phone to determine the first mood of your day, and then set it off that way. No.
Yeah, like imagine you get like a upsetting text or something, or like an upsetting message, and that's the first thing you see. Like, yeah, exactly. I agree with Emma. Like, I'm not the best. I mean, a lot of the time I'm not like on my phone a ton in the morning. Like, I try to just get up, but there are times when like, yeah, I get like an upsetting message from somebody, or like whatever it is, or I see something online that upsets me, or whatever it is. Like, if you already determine before that, okay, today's gonna be good, like I'm up, I'm ready, I'm getting ready, and then you see something upsetting, I feel like it's so much easier to just be like, okay, it's okay, like, you know, I'm gonna keep going with the day.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I think also it just clears the head. Like I already look at a screen so much throughout my day. I don't need to be looking at it when I'm getting ready. Um, and then just like, it's always really early when I wake up. I wake up at like 6:30, 7 a.m. every day. And it's always so dark. And so
Yeah.
it's nice to just like be in the darkness a little bit, make my lemon water, and then I come back to my bathroom and I start getting ready. And I usually put on a podcast. I love putting on a podcast because I'm not looking at my screen. But I'm still like, it's waking me up a little bit. It's not music, so it's not like crazy, but it's just nice to have something in the background. And then again, I'm still not on my phone. I don't check my phone until I'm all ready for my day and like I'm eating breakfast. So I probably spend like a good 45 minutes after I wake up off of my phone. And I've found that it's been so helpful. On the days where I give in and I do check my phone, I feel bad in my morning. I'm like, okay, I'm literally living proof that I shouldn't check my phone.
Yeah.
So I think the important thing about a morning routine, having something for yourself, whatever that may be journaling, writing, listening to something, yoga, stretching, coffee, stepping outside, letting the morning chill just run over you, whatever it may be. Sometimes I do that. I step out on my balcony and I just need a nice chill down my spine, you know?
Yeah. No, for sure.
Just doing whatever you feel is necessary for you, because our mornings, especially when we have class, are not that long. Say like there's an hour. You can't spend that whole hour doing everything for yourself. You can spend 10 minutes stretching and just having mindfulness and like moments with yourself, and I feel like it just sets you off for a good day.
Yeah, for sure. I am like not good at this. Emma is way more successful at this than I am. I am very much a night person, so my nighttime routine is like, I would say, pretty good for me. My morning routine is something I totally need to work on. But for me at night, I always like to, I mean, take a shower, whatever. And usually I have lots of friends in my room, until pretty late at night. So that kind of, I mean, I love them and I love having them. But yeah, sometimes it's like, okay, maybe I do want to get to bed a little bit earlier, but people are over, so like I want to keep engaging with them. But sometimes, like, even then, I will just tell myself, hey, it's fine. Like, I can still get ready for bed even if people are here. Like, it's no big deal. And then if people aren't here, same thing. So, you know, I'll shower, wash my face, do my skincare. I love doing my skincare. I don't know. I have like medications I put on my face, but then I also then just like put on moisturizer and stuff. I try to keep it really simple, but obviously like I have stuff from my dermatologist that I do use and I have to use every day. So I do enjoy getting in the habit of doing my skincare because I like genuinely need it. Otherwise I'll start breaking out really bad. And then recently I have been so good at reading every single night before I go to bed. I don't know what happened, but I've just been reading again. And I think maybe it was like because I read more over winter break, when I didn't have school, that helped me get back into the habit because like, I don't know, I read so much for school already that it almost like turns me off to like reading for pleasure, but I've just been liking it. I don't know. I like it. It tires me out. It's a way better way to like get to bed than being on your phone because that light is just going to keep you awake and like you will just endlessly scroll. There's literally like unlimited things you can look at on your phone. Unlimited things. Like you could just keep literally scrolling for the rest of your life. You could keep scrolling. So I try to just put my phone away. Sad. Like once I set my alarm, that is when like my brain is just automatically like, okay, off your phone. You're off your phone.
Yeah.
You set your alarm for the morning. That's the last thing you need to do on your phone. So then I grab my book and I usually just have the energy to read a chapter, then I get tired, and then I knock out. Like, so my nighttime routine is way better than my morning routine. Getting up for some reason is just so hard for me. I'm trying to work on it.
It is hard.
I have a hard time with it. I don't know. Like, I just want to lay in bed all day some days.
Yeah.
So.
Which, like, is fine. Like, if you need that rest, I think it's good to listen to that. But, like, I was just talking to my therapist about it and about, like, self-discipline and how when I lay in bed all day, I don't feel good. So why do I do it? Like,
yeah. No,
it's
literally.
not like I'm sure I want to, but I don't need to, and it doesn't make me feel good, and I know that. So why am I doing it? Like, it doesn't mean that I can't lay in bed at some points in my day. But just getting up and doing something else, I know would make me feel better. So it's like just listening to yourself, and also, like, you know yourself best. Just do what you know is best for you.
Yeah.
Something that I love doing for my night routine is having a sweet treat, which I kind of already talked about. And like also, like, it just goes down to such a T. Like, if I really break down my morning or my night routine, there are so many little, like, what is that word? Minuscule.
Minuscule.
I've tried to say that word before. Little details that go into it, that if none of those are done, I can't fall asleep. For example, I have to take a shower. Like, I really can't go to sleep if my hair is not wet. Like, I have to wash my hair.
Yeah.
It just is something.
Sorry guys, I'm putting my contacts right now.
It's okay. If I don't wash my hair, I have a hard time falling asleep. And then my fan has to be on high. It can't be on medium.
Oh,
it can't be on small, whatever. I don't know what they call it. It has to be on high.
Low.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's so funny.
Can't be on small, guys.
I have to be wearing a specific pajama set. My Victoria's Secret pajama set. My room has to be cold. My blanket, like, has to be laid out a specific way. My bed has to be made, but then I have to unmake it to get into bed. My red light has to be on. I have a red light lamp, and it has to be on. Red light helps you fall asleep and gets you sleepy. Everything has to be in its place, like chargers, like my MacBook and my iPad have to be charging for the next day. My backpack has to be ready. My outfit has to be picked out for the night before. Like, everything's clean in my room. Like, I can't fall asleep if my room's not clean. And then I have to spray this specific scent spray on my pillows and my sheets, and then I can get into bed.
I've been doing that too recently.
Of course,
I have a spray
This is
too.
the most important. I love a spray. It's perfect. This is the most important: ice cold water. Like, I can't emphasize that enough. Ice cold water.
I am the exact same way.
And it needs to be
I am like chugging my water.
Yeah. It has to be filled up all the way. Yeah. Like, it can't be halfway full. I need that bitch filled all the way.
Yeah.
So funny, but yeah.
Sounds like a little OCD. From someone who's been diagnosed.
Yeah.
Those are some OCD tendencies, but you know what? It's fine, because guess what?
Yeah.
It's not like you're doing things that are stopping you from living. Like, you're doing things that are helping you live.
No, exactly.
But, like, very specific things. I love it, though. Like, I love it. Like, it's not something to be embarrassed about at all.
No,
because I think it's cute, honestly, that you've got, like, your PJ set and, like, your water has to be full. It has to be full.
Yes, and my roommates probably think I'm so funny. Oh, another part that I totally left out is making cookies. I pretty much make cookies every night. I just plop 2 in the oven and I'm good. My
Oh,
roommates probably
I'm doing
think
my
I'm so
makeup,
funny
guys.
or insane because I literally come out in the same PJ set, same slippers. I usually have my hair in a towel, and I'm making my cookies at 8:30,
Oh
and
my god.
it's so funny. And then I'm dead asleep by like 10 o'clock, and I'm out, and I'm
Oh
chilling.
yeah. Guys, it is like
It's
actually
great.
so funny because Emma and I we have an hour difference, okay? So
Yeah,
when it's 9 o'clock here, it's 10 o'clock for her, right? And
yeah,
like for me, even though I do have this good nighttime routine, I still stay up really late, unfortunately, which is
yeah,
probably why I can't get up in the morning, okay? Like I need to work on
yeah,
all of that. But
yeah,
um I will seriously like I'll want to maybe talk to Emma at 9 or 10, but then I'm like, "Oh, there's no way she's awake right now." Because
yeah.
I know that 9 o'clock my time, like she's most likely in bed and she's like
Oh yeah,
going to bed. But for
yeah,
me,
yes,
9 o'clock is early. I'm like, I still have
yeah,
so much of my night left. Like
yeah,
like if I still have homework to do and it's 9 o'clock, I'm very happy about it because it's better than having to do it at 12, right?
yes, yeah.
I
No,
don't
for
know. I
sure.
try to get to bed by like midnight, and I usually do.
Yeah, and that's
Um,
okay.
but
A,
I should probably
a big
aim for earlier.
a big part of the reason why I go to bed early is because I have such early classes and I have a 30-minute commute every day. So I need to wake up early. Like one of my
Hmm.
classes is at 8:30 and I have to leave my house at like 7:45. So it's
Yeah.
it's a toughie. It's a toughie. And like if I am
Right.
tired, I'm not going to class. Like if I don't get 8 hours of sleep, I'm skipping because sleep is so important to me and I need it to function. If I don't have at least eight
Yeah.
hours, I can't function. I need a good like 9 or 10.
Oh, I get that. Oh, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 9 is like what I need, but I usually get 7. So,
Yeah.
you
Well, I mean
know,
seven's
I'm
fine too.
trying.
It's not I don't think it's necessarily gonna impact your health negatively. Maybe just like a short term kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. Um,
Yeah.
anyone who's watching this on YouTube, I'm doing a
Or
little get ready
Spotify.
with me. I'm doing
For
a little
real.
bit of, oh, well, yeah, that too. I'm getting ready
Mm.
currently, but I'm not going to talk about it, but I am getting ready for the day.
Yeah.
Doing my makeup right now, guys. No.
Um Another thing, and then after this we can move on from routines and days and stuff.
Yeah,
Another thing
after
is my
this, like, maybe I
designated.
could get a chance to talk.
My gosh, no, yes. Let me just say this is
No,
very
it's just a joke.
passionate.
It's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's seriously
You
just a
were
joke. I
talking so
promise.
much the last 2 episodes.
Oh my
Just
gosh, I
kidding.
know. I'm sorry.
No, you weren't. You weren't. You weren't. Um, the last thing I want to mention about this is designated days. Which is also like another thing that I need to work on a little bit because I just can't be flexible in my schedule or else I have a panic attack. Um, so for example, I am doing workout classes at my school now, and I love it because it's part of my routine and it's like built into my schedule. Um, but of course, if I don't go, I have a panic attack. So whatever. Um, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have yoga at 6:15, and it's the best thing I've ever done for myself. Like the best thing. Like my night routine starts at like 7:45, so after yoga, like I'm ready to go to bed. Um, and so it's just the perfect wind down, and it's on a specific day. And if you're not like super crazy about days, kind of like me, I think having designated days, or at least like starting your week and being like, okay, what day can I do this on? I think is a great thing to have. Um, so like my workout days or my running days, like I'll go for a run after my yoga or before after my yoga because those are my running days. Or I have my reset days, which is usually a Sunday. So I do all my cleaning, I do my grocery shopping, I do my meal prep, I do everything. Um, and that's just what it is. So like when my week starts, I know what I'm going into and I know how to plan my schedule. Um, Usually, like, if something pops up, I can do that. but I like to make sure everything is in place and like everything is done before I go and do something else, you know? But I like having those creative
Absolutely.
days. I think it's fun. And I think it helps us, people who love to be organized and love to have a weekly layout, what's going on. And I think it just like keeps me accountable, especially for yoga. And it keeps me focused and driven and passionate and all of those things. So yeah.
No, yeah, definitely.
Your thins. Take it away. Take it away for the next 20 minutes. I'll sit back and relax.
No, stop. First of all, I want to tell all of you that Emma and I love each Emma and I love each other's so much, guys. I was just joking. I love when Emma talks, and I honestly feel like she is I would say she's the better person to talk about these things anyway, because she is very much she has very much, I guess, perfected. I don't even know if I want to say perfected, but she has really gotten healthy habits and like routines. She has it down. You know, she really has it down. And being friends with someone like Emma, like I am inspired by that. I'm inspired by the fact that she does have all of that down. And I think that's great.
Thank you.
And
but I do want to... Sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say, and I, am not as habitual, I guess, as you are. Yeah. And, I mean, like, I know that I need to work on that because I do. And, like, I want to be more habitual and I want to have better routines like Emma does. So, but I guess it's kind of good. Like, both sides, like, yeah, Emma is someone who has gone through it. Yeah. And, like, me, I'm a work in progress over here.
No, yeah. And I think you also... Yeah. I think you have a more like realistic approach on life too, which is something that I think I need more of. Like I think that I can do everything in one day, and I think that I can do everything that I set my mind to. And that's just the way that I've grown up. And not saying that you can't, but I mean like you just have realistic goals, you have realistic day-to-day life, and I wish that I had more of that. And like you are more flexible than me, and I wish I was able to have that in my routines. But I think it is good to have both sides because like whoever's listening, maybe they're more like me, maybe they're more like you, and they're able to see both sides and then maybe get, a few things from each of our perspectives.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing like to know too is that I have actually like, I used to be very, this word is so funny. I used to be so anal about things. Yeah. And I think, and like, I used to be very much like, oh my gosh, like tense. I need to do all these things, like blah, blah, blah. And after going to therapy for so long, like I've tried to almost reverse that mindset.
Yeah.
But I think I have gotten to the point where it's reversed almost too much. And like, I don't know. Because like I said, like I do have like bad OCD at times about specific things. Or I'll have to do things over and over. And I think, I've tried to get out of that by incorporating like variety in my life, I guess, and making sure that I'm not doing the same thing over and over again. But it's gotten to the point where it's like, okay, maybe I've let go a little bit too much, you know what I mean? So again, like a healthy balance is what I'm working towards. But one thing I was gonna like say is, I mean, it's still on the topic of healthy habits. A lot of the times I find that like there's things that I really just don't want to do. And I am like, oh my God, like this is horrible. A lot of the time it's homework. I have a really hard time like motivating myself to do homework. And oh my God. And it's like, sorry. it's become one of those things where I really do need to make it a habit to make sure I'm doing my homework every day, obviously, right? And like I do, but I do think that once I get more into the habit of doing it maybe at a specific time in the day or whatever it is, depending on my schedule, like I think it'll get easier to be motivated if it has become more of a routine, right? So one thing I like to do a lot when I'm doing homework, because it's something I hate so much, like I like to romanticize it.
Yes.
And like
Romanticizing
if I'm in my room doing homework, I set up my speaker. I'll play jazz music. Like if I'm reading something, I can't have words going on in a song, so I'll play like jazz music. I'll light a candle. And then I'll just try to pretend like I'm in a movie, you know? I'm like, like la la la,
Yes,
like
for
I'm in a
sure.
movie, someone's filming me, like someone's watching me
Yeah.
be so productive right now. I don't know. It's weird, but sometimes that helps. Just kind of to set the mood of like, okay, this isn't a big deal. It's like, let's make it relaxing. Let's make it kind of fun and like, I don't know. Or if I'm out doing homework at a coffee shop or something, I'll do similar things. Obviously, I can't light a candle, but I can have like jazz music playing in my ears, and then I do try to romanticize it by going somewhere that is very aesthetically pleasing, and just like
Yes.
kind of being like, yeah, I'm just in a movie right now, like I am the main character of this movie, and in this movie, this character just needs to do her homework right now.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes,
It helps
exactly.
me. It does help me. I think it helps. I mean, I'm guessing, yeah, it helps Emma too. And I think it's something that some people do find helpful. I don't know. I like the whole
Yeah,
idea of
no.
romanticizing, and I've been trying to do it more. I've
Mhm.
never been the type of person who's like, yeah, like romanticizing is so awesome. Like I've always like cringed about it, but the fact is like it's actually it's really helpful.
No,
It's
it
really
is. It
helpful.
works so well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
does.
great. Like just thinking about what can I do in this moment to like make it super extra. Just like almost being dramatic about specific things. I
Yeah.
don't know why, but it just makes the moment better and you feel more productive in what you're doing. Um like even just romanticizing your like get ready with me. like
No, literally.
like
Me right
literally
now.
yeah, exactly. I feel like it's super helpful and it helps us be productive and um
Yeah,
it makes things more fun. It really
it
does.
does.
Because
And
like
like you
I mean,
mentioned, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say like romanticizing your life, it's important because we forget how fragile life is, and I feel like when you romanticize your moments, you're a little more present almost. Um,
Definitely. And you
and
appreciate
you're
things more. You
realizing,
appreciate the small things.
mhm, yeah, you're realizing in that moment, like, oh wow, this actually is a special moment. Like me going to get my groceries, it's a special moment. Like I'm so
Yeah.
happy that I get to do that every week because I get to pick out my food for the week. I get to make my meals. I'm paying for it. Like it's just a process that can be romanticized and I think we can take that for granted at some points in our life. Like when I'm older and I won't be able to go to the grocery store anymore, someone will have to get me groceries. Like just appreciate
That's so
that and I think it
sad, but it is
I
true.
think it
Yeah.
just helps though. It just helps you realize the little moments.
Yeah. Like we seriously, like at the age that we are, we have the ability to do so many things that at some point we won't be able to do anymore, which is so depressing, but it's true. And like you have to remind yourself that like right now, it is the prime time to do the things that you want. Like if if you think about it in the long run, you're not going to look back and be like, I am so glad that I laid in bed all day that one day.
Yeah.
Like that's not something
Yeah.
that is going to make like fulfill you whatsoever. And I know that it doesn't fulfill me, but like in the moment sometimes I'm like, "Oh my god, I just want to lay in bed." But then it's like, would this be an interesting scene for the movie that I'm in right now?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. I'm like working on it. Like I'm obviously not saying you need to be like me. You need to do exactly what I'm saying right now, because I don't do it all the time. Like I have a really hard time with it, honestly. But as long as I'm trying, right? I think I'm getting better. I think I'm
Yes.
getting better.
Oh,
I think I'm getting better.
definitely. Yes, definitely, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of something similar
Um,
too is like if you're thinking about doing
oh, go ahead.
something, this is something that my therapist has told me is like if I'm thinking about doing something, like kind of in relation to self discipline that you were just talking about, Emma. If I want to do something like go to the gym or something, or not even want to, but feel like this would probably be good for me. This is a healthy choice. I try, again, I don't do this all the time, but I try to think of this commitment as a commitment to a friend. Like if I tell a friend I'm going to do something, 99% of the time I do follow through and do it. There's definitely
For
instances where
sure.
I don't, if something comes up, if I get sick or whatever it is. But for the most part, I will follow through with that friend because it affects not just me, but them, if I cancel plans with them or whatever. So I try to think of it as a commitment to a friend because I know that, I'm much better at committing to other people than I am to myself. Like, I'm not as good as, like, at making commitments to myself to do something and following through. So just try to, like, I don't know, even put it into your calendar, like, gym, go to the gym, 4:30 to 5:30, whatever it is. And then try to treat that either as a class period or uh, something you're doing with somebody else. But yeah, I don't know.
For sure. No, I think
Yeah,
that's so true. Because, like, if I was going to run with a friend, I'd be more likely to run with that friend than if I wasn't planning on running with someone.
right, right.
So,
Because you could easily just be like, okay, well, I only told myself I'd do this, so, you know, no big deal if I don't because it's only me who I committed to, I guess. Like, I'm not going to be disappointed, whatever.
yes, for sure. I should try that. I haven't tried that before, but I like have always realized that too.
Yeah, and again, I'm still a work in progress. Like, I'm saying these things, like, this is like my advice that I don't always follow either. So it's like, it's hard to give advice that, like, I don't even follow. But these are things I
But
have learned, you know?
no, yeah, and I think it's important to say that. Like, I don't always follow my night routine and morning routine. We're a human, like, we're not perfect. Even though we may have some things that we've perfected or we do most of the time, it doesn't mean that we do them every day. And these are just things that work for us, and hopefully they can work for
Yeah.
you to take it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why I'm saying that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel
um,
like a little weird.
I am weird, bro. So weird.
No, you're
Is
not.
that what you
You're unique.
didn't you just call me weird?
I think I said that's so weird.
Oh, yeah. I'm just
If I meant
special.
you were
It's
so
so
weird, I would have said you're.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. It's so
Like,
funny
I
you
think
just said,
weird.
no, you're. Oh, it, it's funny that you just said
Sorry.
you're unique because because literally like maybe yesterday, the day before, I called someone weird, and then they were like, "What?" Like as a joke, they were offended, and then I was like, "No,
Yeah.
no, like you're unique, you're special." That's like what I said.
Yeah. Well, it's
That's funny.
true. I don't think weird is a bad thing. I actually like when people are weird.
Oh my god, yeah. I always tell people like if I'm like, oh my god, you're so weird, I'm like, but literally in such a good way. Like, people who aren't weird are boring. Because I honestly, it's kind of weird nowadays to have a personality.
No,
I feel like
literally.
so many people, especially girls, they're just kind of like, Yeah, I just have to, make sure that I'm like everyone else, and so that's gonna make my personality go away. Because I feel like people try to be everyone else, and then like they lose their little spark and their individuality because they're trying to be like everyone else, and then they're not weird.
For sure. For sure.
They're not unique
Yeah.
because they're everyone else.
No, yeah.
I love when people are weird. Makes life
Same.
better.
It's nice.
Have weird people in your life. Healthy habit. Find weird people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
Another thing I wanted to mention was finding passions in life and goals, whether that be like school, work, career, or just personal goals for yourself. Goals provide us for things that we strive towards and we look forward to. And I think without goals, that's just part of being human. We just have goals, and I feel like without them, like, who would we be? Like, when you really think about it.
True. That is true.
Like, we have
a lot of
goals
our
and
personality is
aspirations in
defined by
life.
that.
Yeah, exactly. And the things that we do in life, like if I have a goal to have children, then I aspire to have a baby one day, and that's how it is. And then if there's another person who doesn't, that's how their life is, So like goals and aspirations make us who we are. And I think just going for that. Like, I don't want to be cliche like that, but if you have a goal or something that you want to strive for and you're just scared to do it or you feel like you can't do it, just go for it. Like, the worst thing that can happen is that you fail. And I was talking to my brother about something because I'm like applying for something in my club and I was scared to do it because it's like a whole interview process and stuff and it's pretty tedious. And if I fail, I will be scared of that. And I was just saying that I don't want to fail and I feel like it's embarrassing and those kinds of things. And like, not to say that I haven't failed in life, but like, usually when I try for things, I succeed. Like, I'm scared that if I don't and I feel like a first failure in a sense of school or career, I feel like that will be a huge shock to my system. And my brother just explained that just failure is our motivation. Like, if you fail, the only way that you can go up is by going up. Failure is almost like not a rock bottom, but like a plateau place where like you can only go up from there. And
True.
use that as your motivation. And don't be scared of failure. So many people fail, and I think failure is a good thing, and it's very normal.
Yeah, it is. It helps you learn. It's a learning process. Like all of your life is a learning process. So like if you do end up failing at something, like that's so normal and it's okay.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my god.
I'm being weird. I'm being unique
funny.
and special.
I think that's all that I had on my list. I think I covered.
Wow. Okay.
Most of my things.
Yeah, I mean, obvious things, I feel like not schedule wise. Healthy habit wise, and just like routine wise is obviously like a sleep schedule and making sure you're eating a good amount.
For sure.
And I think we wanted to maybe do an episode about eating habits at some point. I feel like I need to prepare for that one more, like emotionally, mentally. I need to prepare for that one a little bit more, but we do want to get there at some point. So that's just going to be me mentioning that real quick, is that those two things are super important when it comes to literally everything. I mean, if you don't get enough sleep, then you're not going to feel good in the morning to accomplish all of these healthy habits that you're trying to work towards. So it really is a foundation. And like, same thing, if you're not eating enough, then honestly, same thing. Like, you're not going to feel well. Your body's not going to feel well. Your body's not going to be like fueled towards any sort of energy to do anything. So that's just a quick little piece of advice that is very obvious, but it is something that, like, I swear everyone struggles with so much. I struggle with, I'd say, both of them a lot.
Yeah. It's hard to
Yeah,
remember and like fit in your day too, especially in college and when you're working. Your routine is just so different every day,
yeah,
and
seriously.
it's like with meal plans and college food, it's difficult. Like transitioning into making my own meals is difficult. So just going from living at home, having a meal made for you,
Yeah,
to 1 to 2 times a day, to no one making meals for you or having to eat campus food, um, is
yeah,
definitely
it's
challenging. But it's
crazy.
something
It is. It's
to
very
just put
challenging.
effort into and to try your
Yeah,
best at,
yeah,
because
yeah.
that is how we get our energy.
No, I agree. Yeah. And just obviously going along with that, drink a lot of water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I don't know.
For
I don't know
sure.
if that's even. I mean, yeah, it honestly is a habit. Like, seriously,
Yeah.
I used to be so bad at it, but now I'm drinking about 80 ounces a day. So, period. I feel like I just I feel better. I don't know. I feel a little healthier drinking that much water every day. It's like the mindset of, oh, I'm drinking a lot of water, but then also the physical effects that you actually get from it. Makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Um, and then the last thing I wanted to mention is maybe some of you are wondering, well, how the heck do I even build a healthy habit? You know? Like, how do I even get there? Right? Because
Yeah.
we're saying all these things, but it's hard to get there.
For sure.
Easier said than done, you know? So the CDC, the CDC says that these are the 3 steps. These are the 3 steps that you need to follow in order to build a healthy habit. Number 1,
Coming
make a plan.
to you
Oh,
from Girl Meets Podcast. Sorry.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Number one, make a plan. Make a clear plan of action before you begin your new habit.
Yeah.
That's pretty obvious. Make a freaking plan. Write something down. Write down that you want to do this.
Mhm.
This is what I want to do, and write it down. These are habits that I want to at some point get to, and make a list. Write it down, make a plan. Number 2, this is probably the most important, is being accountable. That whole self-discipline aspect that we talked about is actually
Yes.
following through with that plan and not just writing it down and then leaving it there. You know, like, you
For
could
sure.
also, CDC says, did you know that tracking a new habit makes you more likely to succeed? So track it.
Ooh.
Freaking track it. Track when you're doing
Yeah.
it. Track how it makes you feel. All of that stuff I feel like is important. And then number 3, recognize your success. So just reward yourself. If you are accomplishing something that you've wanted to accomplish for a while and you are getting there, you have made the plan, you have become accountable for that plan. Now reward yourself, because it's a hard thing to do. Don't just let it go unnoticed. Like, tell yourself that you appreciate you and that you appreciate what you did for yourself. And I feel like that also makes it like you start feeling good about the decision. And then it makes it easier to continue doing that habit if you are rewarding yourself, whatever it is. Just celebrating yourself, whether it's like, I don't know, um little notes to yourself of like, I don't know, I'm proud of you. You are awesome. I don't know. Or going out
Yeah.
and getting yourself a sweet treat, like Emma says, or maybe buying a new shirt. I don't know. Or maybe
Yeah.
buying a new pair of shoes that you wanted, or buy a book. Go get yourself freaking coffee or something. That's what I would do. That is my
Yeah.
thing. That
Yeah, I
is my
was gonna
thing.
say, like, positive reinforcement is really helpful when
Mhm.
doing habits. And it's something that is like used in therapies for this reason, to like break behaviors, break negative behaviors specifically. And if you like a lot of the times in therapy, all kinds of therapies, if you do one thing, that's great. We're going to check it off. We're going to acknowledge that you did that. Now let's do it a second time. Second time you did it, that's awesome. Great job for doing it a second time. We're acknowledging that. Great job. Let's try a third time. After the third time, you get this. This is your prize at the end. This is your goal.
That's true.
This is your...
The prizes can get increasingly awesome.
Exactly, yeah. So, like, starting your habit, having your positive reinforcement at the end, your prize at the end, in view, like, name that. Don't start your habit without naming it if you feel like you struggle with self-discipline. After you get a certain amount of, checks, or you do something a certain amount of times, then you get that intention that you set, then you get that prize. I think positive reinforcement is really helpful in habits. And don't do it for every single thing. Like, there's no need to, like, make that a negative thing in your life. Like, if it's something that you really struggle with, and it's something maybe new, like, for example, I just started running and I've been thinking about doing this. Like, okay, I run twice a week for 4 weeks, I get this. I can run any days of the week for any amount of minutes, any amount of miles. All I have to do is step on a treadmill for like at least 5 minutes or something and run. Like, setting that, like, making it pretty detailed, so that you can be flexible with it. After 4 weeks of running 2 times a week, then I get this. Like, here's my goal and my prize at the end. And I feel like that helps with plans and keeping yourself accountable. And it also, like, you're not setting a timeline either. Like, you're not like, okay, by the end of this month, I'll run 2 times for 4 weeks. It's like, all I have to do is run 2 times in, like, 1 week I ran 2 times. Maybe the next week I didn't run 2 times, so I didn't check it off that week. Like, it doesn't have to be consecutive.
In total 4 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. So
that's nice.
Sure you're not making it toxic.
Right, like, don't make it toxic, don't make it a negative impossible
space.
Like, don't make it too hard for yourself.
Exactly.
Like, I know if I were to set a goal of, like, okay, starting now I'm gonna work out 3 times a week, like, that's not gonna happen ever. I have had that mindset before. I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm finally gonna do it. I'm gonna work out 3 times a week. It never happens. And you saying that, Emma, honestly reminds me that maybe I need to just start way smaller and be like, once a week, get your butt in the gym.
Yeah.
Or do something active. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, making your goal so small to the point where you almost feel like it's a stupid goal. Like, of course I can do that. Like, whatever.
Obviously.
Or even just, like, relating it to something super small, like, okay, every night before bed, I'm going to write down 3 things I'm grateful for. That's it. Like, literally starting it like that. Like, after I do that for a whole week in consecutive days or something, then I'm going to go get myself a coffee on the last day that I do it. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
Positive reinforcement is great, and it's proven to help a lot of things.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say, Audrey?
No, just that we appreciate you guys listening to our episodes.
Yay!
Emma and I are having so much fun. Oh my god. Sorry, also, throughout this entire episode, I swear, I've been, like, moving around and coughing and sniffling. I think I'm a little sick.
You've been doing so many things.
Yeah.
It's quite
kind of crazy. But yeah. Jeez Louise. What is this? Our 6th episode?
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just so excited, honestly, like to continue doing this. I guess I can't speak for Emma, but I'm so excited. I
Yeah,
have
me
been
too.
really loving this. Yeah, I know that Emma is
Me
too.
too. It's really fun for
But
us to
mhm.
meet every week and talk about it. And just the things that we talk about too, I feel like it's for listeners and for people, but also I think me and Audrey learn more about ourselves each time. And
No,
like it
seriously, it's like a
is
therapy
almost like
session.
yes. I was just about to say it's a therapy session. Like literally when you said therapy,
Crazy.
I said the um
Oh,
but
on
yeah,
the same
it is like
wavelength,
a therapy
guys.
session. No, for real. I'm excited to see
Yeah,
you, Audrey, in a few days. 5
I'm
days.
excited too. So excited.
Fun in Michigan.
Yeah. But this is Girl Meets Podcast signing off. Emma and I both have things to do in like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
so we are gonna head
Thank you for
out.
listening. Leave
Thank
us
you so
a
much.
rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you listen. DM
Let
us
us know what you thought.
anything. Yeah, answer the questions that we leave on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram at Girl Meets Podcast _. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.